And this one I found interesting from her writings. She said another reason why people cheat is because for some, it just happened. It just happened. I was with this person. We were having dinner, whatever. It was no intention, and it just happened. And she talks about what that means. Like you're in a situation. It wasn't something on your mind or that person mind. It could have been on that person mind for all you know. But the events were right. Things happen, and it just happens. These situations where it just happens, she points out, though it may feel good in the moment, in the back, they're actually struggling with guilt. They're struggling with shame because there's something in them that recognizes I should not be doing this. And so sometimes it does just happen. Things happen, the alignment of the stars, whatever, and the opportunities there, and it just happens, and you go with it. These kinds of relationships, hopefully, because it just happened and there's guilt and shame behind it afterwards, they usually will go stop it because it wasn't something they're looking for, planning, or thinking about. But she does point out that in her case, there were some where she wasn't pursuing, but it did just happen. Again, I know it's kind of hard to think about because she was a serial adulterer as well. And she's right about this one. Some people cheat because people do change. I work a lot with people in the faith community as well. And someone grows up in a fundamental legalistic religious system and they abide by it and they're this way they are, but into their 30s or so, they're sick and tired of that. The burden of all that stuff that weighs on them, they feel like they have no soul. And they go, no, I ain't doing this no more. And they walk away from it and they become someone different. People do change. They do change. You can change for the better or you can change for the worse. And those are decisions you have to make for yourself. But it is true. People do change. I changed. I was immature and unhealthy and manipulative and a passive-aggressive emotional child. And I started doing the work because I valued my transformation to change and becoming more of a healthy, mature adult who makes wiser decisions. Now, am I perfect? No. Do I still make poor decisions? You bet. At times, we're human, right? So I don't beat myself up because of that. I just learn from it and move on. Change what I need to change and move forward, right? But the reality is people do change. You can change for the better or change for the worse. Those are reasons why people cheat based on this article in your Tango. What do you do about it? If adultery has showed up in your marriage, what do you do? It is going to take hard work. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take patience. It is extremely important that the offending spouse, the adulterous spouse, doesn't blame or put the responsibility on their spouse. You must own your choices. If you say, well, I did that because you did, the first thing I'll say is, wait a minute, are you telling me you had no other choice to make other than that because of what that person did? You could have gone and had a Wendy's hamburger. You could have gone to Chick-fil-A and gotten a burger. You could have gone bowling. There were a lot of things you could have chose to do, but you chose not to. You chose that path. Own your choice. Do not put those on the other person. Secondly, a lot of times when people, I call it coming out of the skunk pit from your adultery, you just threw your spouse into the skunk pit. Thus, you must have compassion and patience. They have a lot to work through. They're, after all, it was your choices that made that person feel betrayed, rejected. It's very natural for the offending spouse to believe, what's wrong with me? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not good enough? Am I not good looking enough? Am I too fat now? And so next thing you know, people want to start changing who they are, trying to fit in to be like the person you were cheating with, and maybe that will draw you. In reality, it was really not about you. It was really about them. They may have blamed you for their choices, but in the end, it was really about them. And so you have to have patience and let the emotions work themselves through. Some people say, well, Doc, how long will it take to heal from adultery? And I go, well, standard answer I can find, and I believe is true, a good year of hard work, putting us first, having good communication skills, listening to each other, caring for each other. If she asks questions 20 times, answer the questions 20 times. Why is she asking questions 20 times? To make sure she gets the right answer each time. What she's looking for is security. She's looking to see, are you lying to me? Are there more lies? She's looking to know that you're honest. And if you're honest, she can trust again, because part of her wants to trust again. But all the fears are there that prevent it. You've got to be patient. Let that person heal. Do your hard work. What was going on in you? If there's narcissistic tendencies or a sexual addiction, right? Or you're emotionally dependent, go get help for you. But I'm going to say this. You must get help for the relationship at the same time. You must get help for the relationship at the same time. A long time ago, I read some data that couples who do individual counseling to save their marriage actually increase their divorce risk. Why? Folks, just because I get better and Luella gets better doesn't mean we get better. Through my healing, I might realize I don't want my marriage anymore. I don't want her. Most people don't know how to bond. They don't know how to communicate. So in my world, I learned from different teachers and mentors, hey, teach them how to bond. Teach them how to emotion regulate. Teach them how to communicate. Why? They need those skills to repair. But most people don't have those skills. They don't know how to do that. One of the things that we do in our world is we offer 3-day intensive for crisis marriages. And in 3 days, I say it's about 3 months worth of work, we're going to stabilize you, give you a concrete foundation for your future. This is how you're going to build it from this day forward. We're going to do it this way because the old way didn't work. Look what happened. And so if I know what to do different, then I can create a difference. And so we would say in our world, go learn the skills and tools for healthy attachments. Learn how to emotionally regulate. If you have an impulse issue, solve that problem. Work on it. Use your marriage as a way to help you. If you have a sexual addiction, you must get into a recovery program. An active addiction undermines marriage. And if your adultery is a part of a sexual addiction, you must get into a recovery program, working on the addiction. It must happen. Why? If on some level to any degree, you guys still love each other, even though the adultery happened and you still love each other, is the love that you still have, is it worth fighting for? If you want to fight for it, you need to have the skills and the tools to fight so you can win. That's what Relate Well does. That's what our intensives do. Well, now we kind of took a 1,000-foot view looking at adultery and the traits of adultery and why people cheat and what you can do about it. Get help. Don't fight it alone. Let someone else come alongside you and walk the path with you. If you want, contact us at Relate Well. We'll serve you.